pleasure to meet y'all at last. Now we have ourselves another special episode of Hot Wheels Hilarity. If you haven't already checked out the episode that involved me unboxing curve sets, I'll put a link to that episode in the description box below. But this is a follow-up episode considering how many curve sets I bought. I went ahead and created a spiral out of all those curve pieces. It's going to start from up here, and we're going to see if any of the cars that I use for it will go make it down to the bottom. Here are all the cars that I'm going to be using for this episode. And you can see that there are a few that you probably have heard of, including Grease Rod, which became popular in one of Race Grooves' track time videos. And you also got a couple Highway 35 racers, including Muscle Tone, Vulture, Sweet 16-2, Power Pipes. You also got a few others, including Shark Cruiser, Tigray, Renault Sport RS01, Ballistic, and some others here. There's also going to be a lot more in here. Tantrum here was an exclusive to the Easter set. I don't know if I unboxed it in an earlier episode, but I will try to look back into it. See, Tantrum's going to be a special part of this episode. Let's see if any of these cars here can make it down. We're going to start off with Sweet 16-2. Muscle Tone. Here comes Tigray. Next up is Ice Shredder. I can't tell if he's going to do well because of those skinny wheels, and because of how heavy he is. Well, and he doesn't do too well. He barely makes it down to the bottom. We're just going to leave him there, though. Here comes the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. The Jaguar XJ220. Here comes Carbonator. He does pretty well in the curves, as I've probably tested earlier before this video. Here comes the 1982 Volkswagen Caddy. Here comes Chevrolator. He was part of my first episode of Hot Wheels Hilarity, so now he's back for more. Here comes the Renault Sport RS01. Well, that was pretty easy to identify because the Renault Sport RS01 has a low front end, otherwise known as a splitter. He failed to reach the bottom 3 times because of constant dragging due to the splitter, so I'm going to have to send him backwards. Next up is Rising Heat. Yeah, he's kind of suffering from the same problem that the Renault Sport RS01 is due to this low front end or splitter. Although, this one has an adjustable one. As you can see, he did a little better, just not good enough to reach to the very end. Yeah, even a little push doesn't do too well. So I'm just going to leave him down there. Midnight Auto. Whoops, that was my fault. I also got to adjust the spiral a bit. Alright, here he goes. Okay, that wasn't my fault. He just keeps falling out of the first drop. There we go. Power Pipes. Drifsta. Alright. Vulture. Oop. I was close. Jeep Scrambler. Well, he's top heavy, so he's just coming off the track pretty easily. Once he gets to the bottom, though, is when he starts to lose speed and eventually tip over. Mountain Mauler. Oh, look at him go. Pass and Gasser. Turbo Flame. T-Rex Destroyer. Here comes the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile. (1985) Honda CRX. And here's our special guest star, Tantrum, from the Easter Exclusives pack. Speed Dozer. See You Later. Another special star from the first episode of Hot Wheels Hilarity. Ooh, really close. Here's Grease Rod. Let's see how well he does. Ballistic. Is he gonna clear the track too? Whoops. Bam. Shark Cruiser. Here comes the Cadillac CTS-V Racer. Yep, another car with a low front splinter. This causes him to drag a lot, and eventually he just slows down to a halt. Just like that. I'll probably send him backwards. That doesn't do too well. Finally, here's Dunosaur. Well, here's the carnage after all those cars came down the spiral. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure that you drop a like on this, because it inspires me to do more and to keep doing what I'm doing here on Hot Wheels Hilarity.